in this golf bag I have what I think are the best golf clubs for every golfer on the planet in 2024. We're ranging from the best cheap beginners golf clubs all the way up to the best holy grail golf clubs. Guys, do me a favor, get in the comments below, what irons are you using in 2024? Because today I think you might want to see what's in this bag. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome back to this YouTube channel. Please make sure you do hit that subscribe button before we get started, and you're really not going to want to miss what's in this golf bag. So we're going to kick things off with an iron for me, which I think is the best player's cavity back. We do have lots of wonderful categories in today's video, so make sure you stay tuned to find out exactly what they are. But for me, the best player's cavity back is the Wilson Staff model. These things are absolutely outrageous. They feel fantastic. They look fantastic. They're not, of course, jam-packed full of technology as you would think with some of the irons in this set, but they're a nice little cavity back. They feel really solid, they feel really soft, and of course Wilson has a really good reputation when it comes to players' irons. So for me, I think the big story here is just how good they feel, just how good they sound. You can see that ball flight was absolutely delightful, and I love just how these look down at the golf ball. I think if you're in the market for a set of golf clubs, you're not too sure if you're ready for those blades, but you do know that you want something soft, you want something premium, you want something with history, and you want a big name golf brand. The Wilson Staff model is certainly up there, and I think you could even split set these with the Staff MB if you are looking to get down into those kind of really nitty-gritty low handicap clubs. So for me, the best player's CB is the Wilson Staff model forged. So the Wilson can go back in the bag, and we're going to get out a club which is still a CB, but this is a very different kind of cavity back iron to the Wilson that we've just shown. So this is the best forgiving cavity back iron. So a slightly different genre, a slightly different category, and you can see is of course the Ping I230 iron. Now these aren't quite as soft as the Wilson, they're a little bit stronger lofted, there's a little bit more technology in these. You can see that we do have quite a lot of kind of technology in the back of this head, and there's also a little bit more offset as well. So if we do look down at that head, it's not exactly the head that the ultimate ball striker would want, but Ping do have a lot more golf clubs in the range for that, and we will actually have a look at more Ping irons as we go through this test, as you would imagine. But a huge fan of how this looks. I like the top line, I like the blade length. I think Ping have done a really good job in trying to get their customers into different looking golf clubs from the past. And you can see we have a little bit of a tungsten weighting in the toe there, which is Ping's big story here to allow for that ultimate forgiveness on off-centre hits. So let's see if we can get up there with the Ping, because that for me is the best forgiving CB of 2024. And for a Ping iron to feel that soft is quite remarkable. I really like the look and the sound and the feel, which I didn't think I'd say before, of the Ping I230. Guys, bear in mind I have done reviews on all these clubs, so if you want to see the full review of them, I will list them in the description below so you can go and check them out, check out exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the tech in here. But for me, the best forgiving CB of 2024 is the Ping I230. Moving on from the best forgiving cavity back iron to the best all-round forgiving iron. Now, it's no secret that I'm a huge fan of trying to make golf as easy as possible for yourself, and no company does that like 11 Golf at the moment. I'm classing this as an iron because you can get them in a full set right from 3 iron hybrid to pitching wedge. So if you're struggling with your golf, my dad tried these unfortunately before he's not with us anymore, but it really did help him in his latter months and years to play golf and keep enjoying it. And that's why these have a really strong place in my heart, but also in when I'm trying to do results like this and tests like this, because if we can make golf easier for people, we're going to keep people playing more golf more often, and that's why I do what I do, and that's hopefully why you guys are watching as well, because we all want to play more golf. I don't need to talk too much about the tech in here. You can see that it's basically a set of mega lofted hybrids. The CG is shifted back, it's shifted low, so you can easily get the golf ball up in the air. That's what these golf clubs are all about. The reason why I've put them in as well is the price point. So these are relatively affordable. They're around £80 a club, maybe £90 a club now, and you get premium components in there. You get that KBS shaft, you get that super stroke grip, you get everything that you would want in a premium set of golf clubs for relatively cheap. So that for me is the best forgiving set of golf clubs that money can buy, and you can see that we really are trying to cater for everyone in this video as well. Wait till you see what the holy grail iron is, because I've got a friend who's bought a full set of them and he kind of had no business buying a full set of them, but we'll cover that as we go on. Can we get up there with this 8 hybrid? I did a full round of golf with these, and I must admit I really enjoyed them. Look how easy that is to get up in the air. Nice and easy to launch. They still feel fantastic. They feel nice and soft, and that one's up on the green at 170 yards with the 11-8 hybrid. Okay, so we have moved back from this tee box slightly because we are now talking about the best power iron of 2024. Now remember guys, these are all my opinion. I have tested all these clubs quite a lot, so I've put them through the paces, I've got the numbers, I've tested them on the golf course, and the best power iron for me might surprise you. It's the Cobra Dark Speed set of irons. Now, what I tried to do here is I tried to take into account not only how they perform, but also how much they cost. We do have budget sections in here as well, but also just how they feel, how they make you feel as a golfer and how they look in the bag. I think these things look absolutely spectacular in the golf bag. They have a lovely long blade length, so you can get plenty of forgiveness on there. They have that HOT face, you can get plenty of forgiveness on those off-centre hits. You can see that we have a nice wide camber on the bottom there. We also have this lovely sleek dark finish, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, together with that power bridge on the back of the head. So again, these are all designed for forgiveness, for speed, for distance. That's why we come back to around 200 yards on this par 3. So without any further ado, and for me, how they've made this club look with a little bit of offset, a nice thick top line and the long blade length, certainly, oh, that could go in, Bobby, look at that. It might be long actually, the way these go. That's gone long. This is the one thing when you are starting to talk about power irons, these are almost too good. That's gone like 210 yards. So for me, if I was playing these clubs, I'd need a ton of wedges in the bag to make up for it. But that's the exact ball flight I would want with a power 7 iron. Just, we'd need to be back there, wouldn't we? But that for me is the best power iron of 2024. I didn't finish my sentence either. They still look good. Brilliant. So from an absolute rocket to something that could save you a fortune. Budget is a big thing on this channel. If you watch my videos a lot, you will know I'm always trying to find you guys the best budget golf clubs possible. And for me, these are some of the best budget players irons you can have. Now, golf's in a fantastic place at the moment, I think, when it comes to saving money. Buying brand new golf clubs has always traditionally been quite expensive, but with the likes of Tacoma, the likes of Cali, the likes of Kirkland, and now the likes of Lynx Golf on the scene as well, I honestly think there's some spectacular deals that you can get with brand new clubs. These are of course the brand new Lynx MB irons. They're a nice little kind of CB looking club. They're going to cost you less than £600 for a full set brand new. And there's lots of clubs in this market that you could go with. I really love the Tacoma 301s. Tacoma do feature in this series a little bit later on, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And it's quite a special one as well. We're kind of going back a little bit old school with that. But I really, really like the look of this Lynx. It looks really traditional. And I think that's what's done it for me. That's what's taken it over potentially some of the other clubs that we could have gone for. That really kind of mirrored toe and heel, and then the kind of little satin looking face there. I think it really does look spectacular. And I'm a huge fan of taking it back to more traditional looking clubs. I really, really like the look of them. Let's send one in to this flag. And this is more traditional lofted than the power iron we've just hit, so it should be about right. That's on it, Bobby, is it? Best budget iron. How's about one go? It's the joy that it brings that I think gets it into this golf bag. And that's the same with all of them. All of them feature different aspects of joy, but all of them, for me, you can go and have fun with. It doesn't matter how much they cost. Some of these irons are astronomically expensive. Some of them are a little bit more affordable, but all of them will put a smile on your face if you practice. Because none of these irons can make you do that. Oh, look at that. I thought we had another one, Bobby. I thought we had it. So I mentioned right at the start of this video that budget was going to be a big factor when it came to my best irons of 2024. We're going to kick things off with the best cheap irons of 2024. Now, cheap's a very interesting word for me. Cheap can mean lots of different things. Now, I don't mean this to be a negative cheap. Sometimes cheap can mean cheap rubbish. Other times cheap can mean cheap, fantastic value for money. And that's exactly what I think these are. These are the McGregor VMAX irons. Now, I've tested these quite a lot. I've played a full round of golf with them and I've reviewed them. For the money that these are, I'll put on screen now just what you can get and just how good I think they are, but also people in the industry think they are, because they feel fantastic. You can see they've got a nice big cavity back in there. They've got a little bit of technology on the sole there, that nice wide sole, and they have that lovely black finish. You can see the black finish does start to wear away a little bit there, but we've tested these irons quite a lot with lots of different standard golfers. I think value for money wise, if you're a beginner, these could be phenomenal for you. If you're a beginner that takes your golf incredibly seriously and you're really thinking about moving forward, we'll show you another club for that in just a second. But I think if you're going to be a little bit of a weekend golfer and you just want a new set of irons, these could be fantastic value for money. The big thing for me isn't just how good they look, isn't just the value for money, but it's this. That feel and that sound and that turf interaction has no right being in a golf club that costs this little amount of money. That was the 5-iron. You saw how easy that was to launch in the air. A couple of things you're not going to get with these. You're not going to get versatility. You're not going to get everything you get from maybe that lower end of golf clubs, but certainly the best cheap golf clubs of 2024 has to be the McGregor VMAX irons. So we're going to jump from the best cheap irons to some of the most expensive. And like I said, these irons won't be for everyone, just like the McGregors won't be for everyone. But I think these are the best players iron to buy in 2024. They haven't been out that long. They are, of course, the TaylorMade P7 CB irons. These feel like butter. And I know that TaylorMade have spent and strived and really worked to get a lovely soft feeling iron. And they've finally got there with these, which is why I wanted to have them in this section. The new P770 is fantastic as well, and I think TaylorMade are really making leaps and bounds in their iron market. For me, TaylorMade has been and probably will continue to be a driver brand, drivers, fairways, hybrids. Even though the wedges are probably some of the best that you will see. The MG4 is like ridiculous. But I really do like these. I think they're fantastic. Again, they are pretty expensive, so they're not going to be for everybody. But looking down at them, they really do have their own certain look, their own certain style. Bobby's having an absolute shocker with the shadow there. What are we doing here, Bobby? What are we doing? We'll overlay it. We'll just overlay it, but I certainly feel like these are a set of clubs that if you're in the market and you have the budget, you certainly want to try. You can see how low I've managed to get that out there. Lovely turf interaction once again. And these are all things which TaylorMade have been working on. They've been working on the milling process, they've been working on the forging process, and of course working on strategically allowing you to have that weight where you want it so you can hit different golf shots. They're the best players I think you should buy. Now we're going to talk about, we've still got the Holy Grail to go, but also we're going to talk about the best blade iron to buy. So blade iron and player's iron, I personally think are two different things. I know lots of golfers who are low handicappers, who are players, I've given that away now, haven't I, who want to use player's irons. A player's iron for me is an iron that's a little bit like a blade, but has that bit of perimeter weighting or slight cavity to give you a little bit of forgiveness. A blade is a lump of metal. Now, a lump of metal should not be played by everybody, but the Mizuno 241 irons for me are the best bladed iron I think people should be spending their money on. Bladed irons, it's a very interesting category. It's a very interesting place to go shopping because a lot of them look very similar. So it comes down to a couple of things. It comes down to where is the weight strategically placed? Have they managed to proportionally put weight somewhere to drag CG down a little bit? And also, how do they feel and sound? There's no saying nothing sounds like a Mizuno. I think a bit of that is marketing because a lot of companies have caught up. There's some more budget blades on the market now that would be fantastic. The Tacoma 301 blades are fantastic. The TaylorMade blades are fantastic. The Titleist MBs are gorgeous. The Ping Blue, we'll talk about that later. But I think if you're in the market for a set of blades, these are certainly ones you want to look at. I've used Mizuno a long time in my life. I've really enjoyed the MP32s, the MP33s. I really enjoyed last year's models of these, and of course now the 241s are spectacular, and they really do look nice and traditional, look just like you would want that bladed iron to look. Thin top line, thin blade length, little to no offset, and they're certainly not for everybody. The issue that I have with these clubs is every once in a while when I come and use them, I hit them like that, and it all goes to my head and I think, James, just go and get them. Just go and get them, put them in the bag, enjoy them. And I personally think everyone should have a set of blades and take them out once in a while. A, to enjoy yourself, but B, just to really drag yourself down and show you how hard golf really is with a set of these. Other people's opinion would be, James, they're very, very easy to hit. Everyone should have blades, and I'm kind of in both camps. So, one more iron before we move on again, and we've spoken about the best cheap irons. The best cheap irons, the McGregors, they're not very expensive. They're probably not going to last you that long, so we're going to now talk the best budget beginner iron. Now, the best budget beginner iron for me is only one place. I've tried the Costco Kirklands, I've tried the Cali irons, I've tried lots of different clubs. For me, these were the OGs of bringing golf to the masses. Tacoma 101s, they were the iron that kicked off Tacoma. I think I was one of the first people to review them. I remember, just like it was yesterday, getting the email from the guys, and they were really excited about setting up a brand called Tacoma. I'd never have heard of them. It was this wacky Finnish guy, and I do speak to him quite often now, and I find it hilarious that how far they've come, and I'm really, really pleased for them, because I think to be able to produce something that has such quality for such a low price, we have KBS shafts in here, we have lambkin grips in here. The components are vital to a golf club. If you can get a premium component golf club, so a nice forged head, a proper premium shaft and grip like we've said, and you can get them in your specs, you can order different lengths, different lie angles, different lofts, and you could also match these with the 101Ts in the lower set. So the Tacoma 101Ts are a different proposition altogether. They're a fantastic iron. They are pretty much the tailor-made P770 to the P790, but again, they're a little bit more budget orientated. These are of course hollow bodied and go miles, and I'm a huge fan of the Tacoma 101s and the 101Ts and the 301s. Not a massive fan of the 201s, feel a little bit firm, but you can't get them all. Plenty of offset on here, nice thick top line. And to be able to hit a golf club that sounds that good, looks that good, goes that far, all for the price of, let's face it, a brand new modern day driver, really does make these the best budget irons of 2024 for me. So the next iron to talk about is the best iron and easiest iron to hit straight and long for all golf categories. Now you might think some of these categories are a little bit wild, but it's my channel, so that's what we're going with. I think these are spectacular. They've only just come out. They are of course the PXG 0311P Gen 7 irons. Now I was lucky enough to go out to Arizona and get fitted for these, and when I got told I was going to get fitted for a set of kind of forgiving irons, I was like, oh, brilliant. But when I actually went out to use them, I was amazed at, first of all, how bad I could swing it and how well these irons went. These are jam-packed full of technology. The weighting in them has been strategically located so you can get your optimum ball flight ever. Try saying that. Bobby, you can put all those in if you want, because I can't say that word. But I really, really like how they look. The fact that they've managed to get them down into this sleek looking head is fantastic. There's no shadow now, so Bobby can just go down and really get in there. You can see there's not a lot of offset there. It's a nice kind of mid to thick top line, so a lot of golfers are going to really enjoy these. Obviously the Black Ops irons, which are the new irons that run alongside these, are the bigger, more forgiving iron, and they're supposed to be the most forgiving iron ever. So make sure you go and check those out if you want to see them. But I certainly feel like these Gen 7 irons are the easiest clubs to do that with. Nice and straight towards the middle of the green, and good distance as well. Now the best thing for me is how they've made them look, feel and sound so impressive, also while being so forgiving and so easy to hit long and straight. Okay, so we are slowly coming towards the end of my top irons of 2024. Now this is really interesting because we have two categories left in my top irons of 2024. We have the best overall irons of 2024 and the Holy Grail irons. So first of all, I'm going to show you what I think is the best overall iron, then we'll get to the Holy Grail. For me, the best overall iron, and PXG have featured in this top 12 already, it's of course the PXG 0317T irons. I think if you're in the market for a forgiving iron that looks like a player's iron, feels like a player's iron, and performs in the middle of a forgiving iron and a player's iron, this is certainly the way to go. Now, when I first tested the 0317 range, I really enjoyed the CBs, I really enjoyed the STs, and I really enjoyed a kind of mashup of them. but I wasn't playing that well. So when I saw the tees released, and these also have a driving iron towards the top end of the set as well, I think they're fantastic. I think they feel fantastic, I think they perform fantastic. You can see just how it's that hollow body design together with a little bit of kind of central weighting to allow you to get, again, that desired ball flight that you do want together with forgiveness. And I really enjoy these. If I had to have a full set of one brand in the bag this year, I think it would be PXG. So without any further ado, let's hold this and let's get to the Holy Grail and show you guys exactly. Oh, that could be close, that, couldn't it? Come on! Oh! That's the performance you want from the best overall iron under the pressure of only getting to hit one of them of 2024. That's what the best overall iron gets you, Bobby, isn't it? Okay guys, so we have talked about the best budget irons, we've spoken about the best forgiving irons, the best cheap irons, the best all-round iron, the best blade iron, the best player's iron. We haven't yet spoken about the Holy Grail. Now the Holy Grail iron is of course the Ping Blueprint T iron. I desperately wanted to use these, and I know lots of golfers who desperately want to use these. I know a golfer who bought them and desperately shouldn't be using them, but that's a totally different matter. John, I am so sorry. But these are a spectacular iron if you are one of the best ball strikers in the world. But Ping do have lots of other fantastic options as well. The Blueprint S is a fantastic iron. The G470 is a fantastic forgiving iron. And of course, they have already featured today in the I230 iron. So there are lots and lots of fantastic clubs that Ping offer. This is the Holy Grail. I've thrown a ball down on the floor, I'm going to try and hit it, but for me, you have to be one of the best ball strikers. Look, Bobby, come bring this in. That is absolutely petrifying. It's probably one of the thinnest top lines I've ever seen, the narrowest blade lengths I've ever seen, and I don't know if I'm going to fat this or thin it or what. Put a good strike on it and a good swing. Like, I just can't. Like, I've actually struck that okay, but there's little to no forgiveness there, and that's not gone the distance I would want a 4-iron to go, even with, to be honest, what felt like not a bad golf swing. Guys, they are my best irons for every single golfer of 2024. I really hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, smash that subscribe button below. I'll see you all at the same time tomorrow for lots more golf videos to come.